I was on Discord, but I was looking for an old. We are live. Cool. I was looking
Yep.
for an old post I made on the Gardens chat, like in October, and I was just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Still didn't find it, but it was time to start streaming, so I was like,
Aw,
forget it. I'll find it later.
I have to watch a Rick and Morty ad before I can see us.
Oh, well, alright, cool.
Twist my arm. Yay, there we are. In my terrible room.
Why is our. Why is that tag there? That's not what I wanted.
Fuck it. Nobody watches
Go
this live.
away.
I don't care.
Well, we're not doing extra life. I don't know why we have that tag there.
Oh, hmm.
It's okay. It should be alright.
I'm trying to see. I don't see that
Oh,
extra life.
it's right under the name of the episode. It may just be on the creator dashboard. I'm not sure. But
Oh,
right under
okay.
the
Yeah,
name
I
it
don't see
says
that. I just see the
it says
224.
IRL and then extra life. So it's okay. Should be
I think
fine.
looks good on
Totally.
my end.
You're. This is gonna be Ray telling me what's happening because I don't know a lot about this person that we are talking about. Oh dear.
No, like I said, I really wanted Ember to be here for this one because I know she's more like she's my Angelou's on my list of people to read about but I'm like
It's fine. We'll discover it together.
I feel like a poser. I did watch Extra Credit like literally 11 days ago. They just did an episode on her, and I'm like, oh, that's fortuitous.
All right, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. But
We have time.
we have some time. I can tell a lot of vacation stories. Um,
Eh.
Whenever you're ready, we'll just go ahead and get started.
Okay, all right. You want me to do like a 5, 4?
Whatever.
Uh... Ah! Hello, and welcome to episode 224 of Geek Girls. I hope Linda's already recording this.
I am.
Okay. All right. Take a moment and redo that. Hello, welcome to episode 224 of Geek Girls. The Geek Girls podcast is supported primarily by our patrons. You can become a patron at www.patreon.com/grills. I am Ray, and I'm joined by my co-host Linda.
Hello.
And usually Ember, but she is off this week. But you can catch her on America's Next Top Podcast. We're very excited for her.
Yes. She's doing a
So
thing.
we're holding down the fort and cheering her on from the sidelines.
Yes.
And today's topic on the last day of February as we are recording is Maya Angelou. So before we go into that, what have you been up to, Linda?
Well, as people may or may not have noticed, it's okay if you didn't. I haven't been here for the past, 2 episodes? Because
One episode.
One episode. One, two. It's been a couple of weeks. I was on a cruise ship and we cruised over to Hawaii, so I lost track of time. Days were meaningless. There was nothing but ocean and beautiful islands and lots of animals. I saw whales and I saw sea turtles. I saw some seals. Got lots of pictures and a million chickens because apparently Hawaii is just like overrun with feral chickens. Just wild, running around doing their thing. Um, it was a lot of fun. Hello, cat. My cat was very upset with me when I came back, but she wanted to be around me, so she like sat on me, but also was looking away from me. But I think
I'm
she's
mad at you, but I
yeah
want pets,
yeah
so.
I think she's forgiven me. Um, but I had it was really nice and really relaxing, and everyone on the like the cruise ship we were on was taking like all the precautions, so I felt very safe. Um, we even got like retested while we were on the ocean, like at sea. There was a day
Oh,
where they
wow.
just retested everyone for COVID, just in case. So I felt very safe. Food was delicious, of course. I had some time to do some writing, and I did a blanket. I made a whole blanket. It's a baby blanket, but it's got
It is a whole blanket.
it's a whole blanket. So I don't know if you
Oh,
can see or not. It's got um
yeah, the
the
Triforce.
Triforce on it. So it's a Triforce baby blanket. So it's lovely dark, kind of hunter green. Um, I need to give it a nice wash. Uh, just to
Oh, wow, it looks black on the stream, so I'm
yeah
glad you told me it was green, because
yeah
otherwise I would.
it's very dark green. My camera is weird right now. The camera application just updated. I don't know how to make it look normal. Um, even going to
Yeah.
like normal mode, it's like dark and weird. So I'll figure it out. My shirt is not black, by the way. My shirt is dark purple. So yeah, that's just. But I got this while I was on the cruise ship. It's a little turtle with sparklies on it.
Very cute.
I guess like turtles kind of became my ocean spirit animal while I was out and about theirs, and I got a picture of one like from like 5 or 6 feet away, and I almost fell into a tide pool while trying to get that picture. Turtle was
It was
asleep.
worth it, though.
Turtle didn't wake up. I did not disrupt the turtle. So call that a
You
win.
continue to have a very good dream.
Um,
He was dreaming of reality. Or is that a butterfly?
I don't know.
I forgot.
Can't remember.
Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, it was really nice. Although it was 5 days out, and then we went around to 4 of the islands, and then when we were done with that and we were coming back about day 12, um, me and my husband were both kind of like, we're ready to be off the ship now. Turns out we're like a 7-day sort of cruise people, because we went on a cruise for our honeymoon, and 7 days was awesome. But then we went on this cruise and it was 15 days. And we were like,
Well,
I kind of feeling a little trapped here on this ship. A little tiny bit of cabin fever set in after we had gone to like the destination and we're coming back. So it was interesting to kind of a little bit of discovering about ourselves that yeah, we really are homebodies. We like going out places, but we would have liked to have come back sooner.
yeah.
And we were making jokes about because when we went to Kauai, that was the place where we saw the most chickens, because Kauai is called the Garden Island. It's beautiful, beautiful lush mountains, rivers, and 8,000 chickens. And it was just like we were making jokes because it's like a little, you're not allowed to take things off, like produce, flowers, that kind of thing. You're not allowed to take anything off the ship, and you're not allowed to take anything onto the ship. So they'll like, and I'm like, is have somebody tried to like smuggle a chicken onto this boat before? I mean, would it just have a giant like beach bag and they're going up and ma'am, do you have any contraband? No, I do not. Burgurk! And just a little chicken head pokes out of the bag.
Played by Alan Turducky.
Yeah, it was just like, it's I don't know. I wouldn't have blamed someone for trying to sneak one of the chickens off. They're adorable. Also very colorful, like the most colorful chickens you've ever seen.
Linda the chicken thief.
Linda the chicken thief.
Hey, I thought I'd updated. Never mind.
Notes, issues.
I swear I put in my notes earlier.
I see one set of notes.
Did I make 2 sets of notes?
Like I see where your coming up
Okay.
stuff is. I don't see where your last week's stuff is.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's fine. I think I just merged it together.
Mm.
Crisis solved.
Man, my cat is purring so loudly. I don't know if that's gonna pick up on the microphone, but she is letting me know.
uh, yep.
What about you?
Yes. I put stuff in the wrong spot, but it's okay. I'll fix that right now. I've been, Scott has got me sold on The Expanse. It took like halfway through season 1 before I'm like, okay, no, I have to see what happens. I need to know now. So, we're currently midway through season 3. I think a little bit further because we're at the part with the ring, which I think doesn't spoil anything. So, but we're at that part, which is a little bit further than halfway through season 3. And we already solved the first part of season 3 with the botanist, who I do like a lot. And Bobby is awesome, and I like her a lot too. Uh, and Scott's very into it because he's getting excited about a Trinity game.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're playing the old, which character would you be playing? And I'm like, I think I'd be playing the Martian pilot. I think that's who I'd probably be playing actually. I'd like to be playing one of the other cooler characters, but no, I know what I play. But it's very enjoyable. I have been enjoying that. I'm Miss Maisel is on Amazon, so I've been watching that. The season 4 or 5, whatever the new season is. It just started, so. And then there is a anime that uh, every anime YouTuber I watch has been like, you have to watch Dress Up My Darling. It's actually really cute. And I'm like, fine, fine. You had me at cosplayer.
Mm-hmm.
So I will go ahead and watch this. So apparently the person who wrote the manga did research on, it's about a cosplayer who meets a boy who's, his grandfather does the dolls
Mm-hmm.
that you put. So he's really into that. So he makes their costumes and he's learning how to paint faces. And she finds him. She's like, "You can sew. Can you sew me this?" And I'm like, "Oh, as a cosplayer that does not sew, I see you. I recognize you." It's really cute because they go into like he gets into like this whole thing about like, oh well, this fabric. She's like, what about this fabric? She's like, no, no, no. But this fabric is more appropriate to the character because it's heavier and she looks like a more uh, not flouncy. Gothic Lolita is the
Yeah.
style the character is based on. So this would be more appropriate for her. And then like later she goes to her first event for the photos and it's summer and it's outside. And he's like, "Oh God, I made a mistake," because she is literally getting heat stroke
Oh no.
because it's so hot. She's like, she's got the wig and that whole dress on, and it's long sleeve and black, and I love it. This episode they just introduced. It's like episode 7 right now. It's on Funimation and Crunchyroll. But they just introduced a photographer character,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm also enjoying because they're talking about the difference between using your cell phone and an SLR camera,
Mm-hmm.
and like the he's such a good. He's not her boyfriend yet, but they'll totally be at some point. Uh, but he's like, oh, I could totally buy a camera, and that way I could do more stuff to help support you. Because right now he is just being like dutiful boyfriend, cosplayer boyfriend with like water and purse holding and stuff, and occasionally camera photos.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, I could do this and I could do more. And he's price checks it. He's like, I can't do that. I can't buy those cameras. It's really cute. I like it. Supposedly. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I like how they talk about stuff like fabric choice because that's something that we deal with.
Oh yeah, like she goes into like she's talking about like this character is very well endowed because it's from a hentai game. So she's talking about like trying to make her own boob bag, and I'm like, oh yeah, if you're not a cosplayer, you're gonna be like, what the heck?
Yeah.
It's just like, no, it lifts and supports and embellishes. So I do like it for that. Like, it's very obvious the author did research, and according to people or YouTubers who have read the manga, the anime bullshit of them being like, oh, I like them, but I can't say anything because I'm not sure if they like me, blah, 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 blah. It's not a forever thing.
Oh, good.
It is not a Rumiko Takahashi, I'm gonna draw this out for as long as the series exists, and apparently I'm gonna reboot Lum before I reboot Ranma 1/2. Sorry, I just found out about that. I have opinions. I love Lum, but I really need an ending to Ranma 1/2 before you croak. Okay, that's all I need. I need an official, like, that mock wedding at the end of the manga does not count, and I've been salty about it for over a decade now. Okay, I'm done.
Fair.
We're talking about, like, just anime BS, like certain things that you have to try and explain to somebody who's not familiar with anime about, like, yeah, there's some certain things that always happen in an anime for no
real
good
reason.
like
No,
really like it's like they can never talk openly about their feelings. There's always that one hentai kid. There's always that one creepy character that's a perv, and you wish weren't there, but they're funny.
Yeah.
It's like other things like that, and this definitely has some anime BS, but it is not the worst anime BS. It is. I'm enjoying this a lot. It has been very happy and helpful, and
maybe that could be another episode, is ranking animes that we like on their level of anime BS and how much we're willing to put up with it because of it's an anime we like.
Breaking down, like, the anime BS breaking point.
Yeah.
Like, no, this is too much. I am out. Because, no, there are plenty of episodes. That's why, like, most people are like, I'll give it a few episodes.
Yeah,
if it doesn't...
no, I can't remember what it was called because it never got an English translation name. It was always a Japanese name, and I cannot remember what it's called. But there was a series where it was 12 episodes. It was only 12 episodes. I got to episode 6, and the level of overly dramatic, operatic anime BS hit a level where I couldn't stand it anymore, and I went, table flip, I'm done.
I can't take this anymore.
Yeah. No, literally, I think Scott may have been over at our house, like, hanging out with Matthew and one of our other friends at that point, and I was in the middle of it, and they saw me reach the table flip, I'm done moment. Because I was just like, no, I'm not watching this anymore.
Oh yeah, and then, like, the only other thing I did, because I mentioned this before, stream, that's fine, that was an extra canvas, is I have a painting of a sea turtle in space.
It's so pretty.
I started this painting, it was a commission, before lockdown, and the lockdown happened, and I'm like, oh god, the world is ending because of lockdown, I don't want to work on this, because I'm not in a good headspace for this. So, 2 years later, and he's going to be at the game. I have not given him a price quote yet. It's kind of large. I think it's a 18? 16 by 18? Maybe it's a 24 by 18. I'm not sure.
You're like, what are you?
I thought I was smart and wrote it on the back, and I did not, so... But it's very nice. I had fun with my metallic paint, so it has, like, this nice shimmer effect, which works really well for the space. Which is why I'm, like, reflecting it off the light.
So pretty.
You could... Yes. I am still working on him. I did nothing but work on him all weekend. And my shoulder is not used to 4 hours of painting at a time anymore, so I'm like, oh, okay, it's like 2.5 hours. I'm like, oh no, we're stepping away. This arm doesn't work anymore. But he is slowly coming along, and if I have time, I might add a planet or two, like a little bit bigger than the speckle stars that I that I threw on there.
Maybe a shooting star, a comet, or
Maybe a
something.
shooting star, or I've got some of the orange at the bottom for another nebula, so maybe I'll do. I have purple over on the left side, so maybe I'll do something a little bit more on the left side, so he's like flying to it or something. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. Anyway, that's enough procrastinating. Okay. I'm going to be upfront and honest. I came up with this idea when we were talking together about the three of us, and I have never read anything by my Aunt Angelou. I want to. I really, really do. I just haven't read um, Why the Cage Bird Sing. I know Why the Cage Bird Sings yet,
Mhm.
and I was really excited about it because I know Ember really likes my Angelou. She's not here for this episode. I'm sad now.
Yeah.
Because I know that she'd be able to give a lot more. So I'm apologizing in advance, but please stick with us. And we are going to be breaking into that. So I should go
Yeah,
ahead and
we're
pull that
gonna
up.
talk about, some of her achievements, some things she's written, stuff she was in. So we're gonna do our best to, put a spotlight on this lovely lady.
Yep. Which, I'm aghast at my public schools for not forcing me to read her.
Mm.
Forced me to read plenty of books I didn't want to, so.
Yeah.
But, so Maya Angelou was an American poet, memoirist, and civil rights activist. Uh, I believe she also had an appearance at the Obama administration. Like, I swear that, like, she was there or they read something from her.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also possibly misremembering, and I apologize. But anyway, she's published 7 autobiographies, 3 essay books, and several books of poetry. And her most well-known piece is uh, "I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings," which talks about her childhood and her life up until the age of 17, and got her international recognition and acclaim. So
Here it is. She spoke at a rally for Barack Obama in 2008.
that's it.
So she was there.
Okay. Like, I swear I remember that. Like, it was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, I feel slightly better now.
So she was born in 1928, and she passed away in 2014. So she lived a very full, good, long life. So we're just gonna kind of touch on things that she's done and places she's been, because she's very pretty well traveled. Um, so she was born in St. Louis, and she had, let me see, two, was it two siblings? I may be misreading that.
See. Yeah, she did go through some trauma that I'm going to skirt around.
Mm-hmm.
But she did have some very extreme trauma happen to her, which caused her to become mute for almost 5 years. Because something happened, she spoke out about it, the situation, and then she thought her voice, by her speaking out regarding the situation, she killed that man inadvertently. Uh, I thought my voice killed him. I killed that man because I told his name, and then I thought I would never speak again because my voice would kill anyone. So,
It's a lot of.
during that time, she just did not speak. Uh, but it was also when she developed her memory and her love of books and literature, and it's like an observing and just taking in everything around her. Uh, so, extra credit, also just did an episode on her, like literally 11 days before this episode, so I'm also like pulling from that as well, because I was like, oh, that's fortuitous.
Yeah. Let's see. She was a teenager. They moved to California.
That was it.
And they during World War II, she attended the California Labor School, and then she became the first black female streetcar conductor in San Francisco, which is really neat. I was just there. That's where the port was, where the cruise ship took off from. So I actually got to see some streetcars and walk around a little bit. It's very cool. So.
Okay. Yeah, and it looks like when she started to speak again, it was due to a teacher and friend of the family, Miss Bertha Flowers, who helped her by challenging her and saying, "You do not love poetry, not until you speak it." So, because she enjoyed it so much, that kind of helped compel her to get over her fear and start vocally expressing herself once again.
Let's see. She got married in 1951. And she took modern dance class.
Oh, that's right. She was a dancer.
Yeah, she's
too,
a dancer.
For a while. Calypso dance performances. I remember that. She recorded her album Miss Calypso.
Miss Calypso.
Which was reissued in 1996. She recorded it originally in 1957. That's super cool.
Yeah, she was it the Purple Onion was the nightclub where she danced. I love it.
Let's see. And in 1960, she met Martin Luther King Jr.
She didn't get the name Maya Angelou until they suggested it at the Purple Onion. That's where she got the name Maya Angelou. Because before then, I think she just went by Mai. Yeah, she just went by Mai or Maya. But that's kind of when she got her professional name that everybody knows her by.
Yeah. So it says here she met Martin Luther King Jr. in 1960. I thought she was set up to meet with him, and then he was assassinated. And I thought the same thing happened also with Malcolm X, but I don't see that in this article. So I wonder if that was a extra credits thing I'm remembering.
It may be because it looks like in the article it says that she met Martin Luther King Jr. in 1960.
I hope nobody heard that. I was actually going to see if they don't have references either. Dang it, I was going to double check it. Alas! Alright. Well, it's something I will look into on my own.
And then in the 60s, she moved to Cairo. And worked as an editor and edited a English language newspaper. And then she moved to Ghana so her son could go to college. Oh, that's sad. He was injured in an automobile accident.
Let's see. In Akara, she became close friends with Malcolm X during his visit in the early 1960s. Okay. Returned to help him build a new civil rights organization of Afro-American Unity, and he was assassinated shortly after. Okay. Yeah, because it kind of paralleled the two. Like, she was supposed to start working with Martin Luther King Jr., and he was assassinated. And then when she met Malcolm X, she was supposed to start working with him, and then he was assassinated as well.
Yikes.
Oh, God, that's gotta... Like... I would be worried. I'd be like, am I cursed? Like,
yeah,
what?
Just enough to make you think so. Oh, yay. Let's see. Then she moved to Hawaii, where she was singing again. And then she moved back to Los Angeles and focused on her writing career. So this I think is when she started, like, what everyone kind of knows her for. Because she published "I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings" in 1969, so at the end of the 60s. She moved around a lot in the 60s. Like,
Yep. Okay. Yep. And I do see here 1968. She's supposed to organize a march. Martin Luther King Jr. He was assassinated on her 40th birthday, April 4th. Ah, devastated and fell into depression. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, yeah.
mm-mm.
Understandable.
Poor thing.
Let's see. So I was too early with the other one. It's like inspired a dinner party. Then wrote her first biography. Yep, that brought her all the initial fame.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she wrote screenplay. It's
Georgia.
called Georgia. Neat. Swedish American drama film is entered into the 23rd Berlin International Film Festival.
Oh, it's called Georgia. Georgia. Okay.
Georgia, Georgia. Yeah, it's the first known film production for a screenplay written by a black woman. She's really neat. This is neat. I love it.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely learning a lot more. Like I said, most of what I knew was like, oh, she I didn't know about the extent of her full life. Like I'm like, oh, she's a writer, she's a poet, and that was pretty much it. I didn't know all this other stuff. So,
I wonder. It says she appeared in a supporting role in the miniseries Roots, which I've seen. I can't remember who she played though. It
there's a
has
way to.
been quite some time since I've seen Roots.
I'm about to say I don't think I ever saw Roots. It was 70s,
Mm-hmm.
and it came out in 77. I wasn't born yet. I don't think I ever managed to catch it like on TV. Like I don't think they've re-aired it too often.
No, my social studies teacher managed to get it into
Ah,
our class.
see, we just watched like Glory.
Nope.
It's not really the same at all.
Thank you,
That's a
social
good teacher
studies.
you have.
Thank you, social studies teacher. Yes. Let's
Let's
see.
see. Multiple awards. Okay,
Yeah,
I
she's
returned to Southern United States in 1981.
prolific writer.
Mhm. And despite
Yeah.
having no bachelor degree, accepted a lifetime Reynolds professorship of American Studies at Wake Forest University in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Yay!
Yay.
Where she was one of the few full-time African American professors. That's really awesome.
She kept collaborating with musical artists. Created a collection of products for Hallmark.
She recited her poem "On the Pulse of Morning" at Bill Clinton's inauguration.
Mm-hmm.
Make it the first poet to make an inaugural recitation since Robert Frost at John F. Kennedy's. And Grammy Award.
Yeah.
Recording of the poem won a Grammy Award.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is really cool. Like, I'm sorry, this is kind of a discovery for us too because we don't know a lot about her, and so we're discovering this as we're going, and it's just fascinating, and I want to look more into this. I wish I'd had time beforehand, but I literally just got back from a trip, and jet lag is a bitch.
Yep, let's see. She campaigned for Democratic Party in 2008 presidential primaries. Let's see. When Clinton's campaign ended, she put her support behind Obama.
I'm just fascinated that she wrote 7 autobiographies. I don't even have enough going on in my life for one autobiography, let alone 7.
Yeah, I'm like, I could maybe make one interesting. Maybe. Let's see. 2010, she donated her personal papers and career memorabilia to the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture in Harlem. This consists of more than 340 boxes of documents that featured her handwriting notes on yellow legal pads, including the one she used for I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, a 1982 telegram from Coretta Scott King, fan mail, personal and professional correspondence from colleagues, such as her editor Robert Loomis. Oh, wow. And in 2011, she served as a consultant for the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial in Washington, D.C.
Mm.
Oh, that is awesome.
So her list of autobiographies, the first one obviously is I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, and then Gather Together in My Name, Singin' and Swingin' and Getting Merry Like Christmas, The Heart of a Woman, All God's Children Need Traveling Shoes, A Song Flung Up to Heaven, and then the last one was Mom and Me and Mom. And that one was published in 2013, so right before she passed away.
I like this quote that she gave in a 1995 interview about her second autobiography. I wrote about my experiences because I thought too many people tell young folks, I never did anything wrong. Who? Moi? Never. I I have no skeletons in my closet. In fact, I have no closet. They lie. They lie like that, and then young people find themselves in situations and they think, damn, I must be a pretty bad guy. My mom or dad never did anything wrong. They can't forgive themselves and go on with their lives. Like, I like that because I think it's very important because when you have when you have life experiences to share that with other people, because they might find themselves in a similar situation, or that might change their whole perspective,
Mm-hmm.
because they only will have like their own one limited perspective on how to deal with something. It's like, oh wait, no, somebody else has actually already gone through this and survived it. I can do this too.
Yeah, and I think it's important for people, especially like mentors, um, to kind of like show that they're human because yeah, someone might look up to them, but if they're unapproachable, then what kind of a mentor is that? And I think she is very down to earth and or was very down to earth and very I guess approachable is the right word. Um, I'm looking up her collections of poems because I'm interested in getting some of them because I bet you a bunch of these are at the library and I have a library card.
Always support your local libraries.
Yes. This one called Phenomenal Women, 4 poems celebrating women sounds right up my alley. Yushiba sings the songs. And I love how a lot of her writing is tied to music because that's very that kind of speaks to me as someone who studied music, who was a music major. So I'm very interested in these. Yay, you have the ISB in numbers. Hooray!
I would say, I know I'm gonna have to fortify myself because this is gonna be a lot like me reading The Color Purple again. I can tell. There will be lots of tears.
I have not read that since. No, we had to read How to Kill a Mockingbird. Color Purple was on the book list, but we weren't required to read it.
Oh no, it wasn't required. It was I remember the movie, and then I found it in my library at school, and it was freshman year, and I'm like, I'm gonna read this. And, I like the movie. I will enjoy the. Enjoy is not the best word for, but it resonated, and I want to kind of see that again and know and read the book to get better perspective of it. And I got a very good perspective. It stuck with me. It was just so emotional, and I'm like, okay.
Oh, this is neat. So, kind of going back to the musical aspect, she was an inspiration to the modern hip hop community. Um, Artists like Danny Brown, Jean Grey, The Roots, they all mention her in their songs.
Oh, that's cool.
And let's see, Nicki Minaj actually wrote a song called Still I Rise, and though it doesn't mention her like explicitly, it's got all the themes of, overcoming hardship that are in her poetry. So you can see like the through line there.
Let's try and check which album that is, and if I know that one.
Still I Rise. It's from 2009. Beam Me Up, Scotty mixtape.
Trying to think if I have that one. I do like Nicki a lot. I'm pretty sure I might have heard that one again. Oh, I don't think I heard that one. I think at the time I was okay. Cool. I'll have to put that to my list.
And as much as rap is not my cup of tea, I'm not that fond of rap as a genre. Apparently, Angelou thought that it was an avenue for young people to discover poetry, and so she was optimistic about the future of poetry, telling one of its reporters, "All I have to do is listen to hip hop or some of the rappers." That's pretty true.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, what are lyrics but poetry?
Yeah, poetry fit into a theme or melody.
And it's all about expressing yourself in the situation that you find yourself in.
So, very interesting lady. I'm very glad we covered her. Obviously, we are not very well versed, but we've discovered a lot over the course of 30 minutes. And I now have a list of poetry that I want to read. So that's always a good thing. Just copy and paste this here.
Re-inspired to get back to the library and or bookstore or both.
Yes.
Yep. No, I definitely wanted to talk about her, especially because she is, I believe, still getting her own quarter. I believe.
Yes.
I'm gonna
I think
she's check myself on that.
She's one of the folks getting a quarter.
And I didn't want to wait until they release the quarter because I'm like, well, it's February. This is what you do in February is you put a spotlight on people that you think need a spotlight. So, I obviously needed the spotlight because, like I said, we both are learning more stuff. I did want, like I said, I do feel bad that Ember couldn't be here because I know that she's much more familiar and much more passionate. And it was just how it worked out with the need for her to record.
Well, she can give us her critique and of our episode, and tell us things we missed and things that we should read.
Also look into, and yes. So when is that coming out? Let's see. She's gonna be the first Black woman to appear on the U.S. quarter. And that should be. Come on, when's it coming out? Sorry. You're not gonna tell me. You're gonna make me scroll a long way. Okay. Sorry. Oh, I went to the art page. That's why it's okay. Come on. It's very cool. The coin is carved by Anna May Wong, which is very nice. And it goes into it's gonna be her singing with a bird soaring behind her.
Cool.
kind of to reflect all that she has done and the inspiration that she has brought to so many, and also referencing like Cage Bird Sings and her musical. That is super cool. And you still won't tell me when it's coming out. Dang it. All right.
Soon.
Not to admit defeat.
It's coming out soon, and so we wanted to
Year of issue 2022, so it's sometime this year.
Yeah, we wanted to honor her and put a spotlight on her and tell you to go investigate, read, her poetry or listen to her songs. I'm sure someone has like a recording.
Yeah, like I said, it was re-released.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always like, yeah, it's good for schools. Like, school will tell you and educate you, and like, depending on your teachers, try to highlight certain people that they think you should be aware of, but they're always going to miss someone.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's still very important to do your own independent study, even as an adult, because there are just gaps and things that we miss. And it's always good to try and shore that up and just work on being better and more well-rounded.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm done.
Put that soapbox away.
I feel like I'm such a, yeah, I feel like I got soapboxy there. So changes. Oh, and if you have any suggestions, or if you just want to talk to us, let us know your favorite poem or story that she's written. You can come to us at geekgrill. You can email us at geekgrills@gmail.com, or you can also tweet us at geekgrills. And Linda, what are you most anticipating right now?
On Tuesday, we're starting up a new Trinity Aeon game, where I get to play a not human. I get to play a Quinn. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that, but in the game they are little squidlies that run around in biosuits. So that's why I made this, is so I can have it with me while I'm playing and remind people that I'm not playing a human.
I'm a squidly.
I'm a squidly. They're basically telepathic squids. And I'm just like, this is gonna be so much fun. Gonna get to be so weird. I either go with like, I've noticed this about myself. I either go with like somebody you'll underestimate or weird when it comes to like tabletops. It's not the same for LARPs. LARPing is different, but when it comes to like tabletop RPGs, I either do like the no one expected the Spanish Inquisition or weirdo. And I was like, because I did that with Zephyr. I did that with some of the others that I played, so it's fine. Zephyr being my exalted for 7 years. 7 years character exalted. That was a fun game. And then the other thing that's coming up this weekend is there's a Gardens game. I actually forgot. Ray was so kindly driving us back from the airport when she said, yeah, games this weekend. And I went, I see.
I thought you might have forgotten, because
I forgot what weekend it was.
It was a vacation.
It was vacation, and I forgot days didn't matter anymore. But I've already I cleaned everything like and organized down there before we left. So all I had to do was pull out a tub and a bag, and I pretty much got all my stuff together. So that's good. I have to make sure all of my clothes are washed, but other than that, it's it's pretty much set to go, I think. But should be interesting. I get to play my dragon fae again, so I get to do all my makeup and put on my glowy contact lenses, which are always fun.
Yay!
So what about you, Ray?
I am also excited about Gods. It is the big Battery City event, which is like one of the few plot points that my character, that Celeste, actually was involved with.
That's right. I get to bring my costuming from the one day.
Yes, you can be your
Resistor.
Battery City online character, because we
Yeah.
did a uh, while the lockdown was going on. I think year one of it,
Mm-hmm.
we did a online game where we were Battery City residents.
They were
I
called
will probably
and
not do.
they were
I
called
thought about it,
resistors.
but I think I'll probably stick with Celeste since she's done more.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm I don't know. I don't know if I should bring the giant screw just for nostalgia.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm bringing the costuming, so and the weapons I'll need. So we'll see. I don't even know when that's gonna be because I have tavern shift. So
Yeah.
if it's during Saturday night, I'm in
No, it's
tavern.
during the afternoon.
So we'll see.
I
We'll
think
see
it's
what
like
happens.
1 to 3.
Oh,
But
good. I get to take off makeup, put on other intricate makeup, and then take that off later and put back on other intricate makeup.
I mean, like, I'm very happy because they did let us know when that is, so were able to plan around.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when do I want to do monster shift? When do I want to do tavern shift? So I am excited about that. I don't know. I'm also like near the end of my character, so I was like, maybe I should go out. I don't know. I'm super excited because one of the other PCs that was also much more massively involved with this plot than mine. My character just like made trouble and pushed buttons and was like, resistance, hell yeah! So the mastermind behind it is going to be there. So I'm super excited because they are also part of my character's band. So I haven't seen them in a while, so I'm super psyched. And
Yay!
maybe I'll talk and it'll help me figure out, like, do I just go after this game or not? Because the other thing that I'm doing is I'm realtor hunting
Yeah.
for pre-house hunting.
Yeah.
So, and we're looking at budgets and might might have to not give it up, but I am at a wrapping up point with my God's character that it might be time to wrap that up and just put that on the shelf for a while
Yeah.
and not.
House hunting is stressful.
It is, and realtor hunting is stressful too. I literally had sent out like a YouTuber on RealtorTube that I enjoy quite a lot had a suggestion about how to find local realtors. I found one. I sent out like would are you available to talk about this area? And they called me today on my phone, the phone I use for work, on the last day of the month, where I'm trying to get all the work stuff done and make all these calls
Oh
and take all
yikes!
these calls
Oh
for
yikes!
payments that need to be made so they're not late, and it was not a good time. I'm like, oh yeah, I think this is why I asked Scott to be the phone person, because this doesn't work well with my personal phone being my work phone.
You're
This
like,
is
I'm
no
stressed.
good. No bueno.
No bueno.
So I am anticipating gods, and maybe having a wrap up for my character, and then the house hunting because the lease is up in the end of summer. So I think if we start now, we can get stuff done. I have a whole timesheet. Like, literally, I have the budget sheet to help me, like, plan, and this is what we can actually afford, and this is what they're going to tell us that we can afford, which is a lie, because it's not what you can comfortably afford, but they want you to buy more house so you have more debt, so they have more chance to get more interest off you. But no, I will not fall for that. And I have my timeline. And, like, I have to have a place to live by this point.
Mm-hmm.
Very important.
You're like, I'm not taking any of your BS. I know exactly what you're trying to sell me.
Yep. I know exactly what our rent is, and I know how much I know we need comparable or less, which we should get for a house of this type and this cost. Hey, center.
I believe in you. You can do it.
I can do it. All that Zillow stalking is gonna pay off, maybe.
Yeah.
So remember, folks, you can always watch us record live. This is a very animated one of me flinging my arms around. Uh, Live on twitch.tv/geekgrills on most Monday evenings. Next one will be ETA to be announced because we have a meeting so we can figure out March I was gonna say
March
events. No.
content.
Topics. Oh gosh, I'm
Content.
sorry.
Yes.
Content. It's the last day of February. My brain is fried.
Yeah, ostensibly it'll be the 14th, March 14th. We'll see with Ember's scheduling.
Okay. Yeah, we might have to do a few episodes holding down the fort, which is fine. We got this.
We
go,
got
Ember.
Go, Ember, go. I need to make some pom-poms.
Yep.
Go,
So,
Ember, go. You fling my squiddly around.
So, in addition to the subs and bits that we get on Twitch, we are supported by our amazing patrons. You're the greatest girlfriends on the internet. You can become a patron at www.patreon.com/girls. And don't forget, if you have Amazon Prime, you can sub us for free every month on Twitch.
And another way to show your support is by leaving us a review. You can do so on any of your podcast catchers. You can check out what topics we're going to do in the next month on our schedule below on our Twitch page when we get it updated, which will be after our production meeting. And if you're a patron, you can always suggest topics for us, and we'd love to hear your ideas.
Please.
Please. Please suggest topics. Stop eating my yarn. Sorry.
Otherwise, seriously, I think that one about anime BS might be one.
It might be up there. You know, if we're having to hold down the fort, we're going to get into some interesting stuff. So
where can we find you on the interwebs, Linda?
Currently, you can find me on Instagram under the name madcap_misc. That's MISC. I eventually will get back to Twitch. I just don't have the mental chutzpah to stream right now. But hopefully I'll be getting back to it. And then you can also check out my website at madcapm.com. I try to post what I'm working on over there, and it's got my store on it and all the good stuff. Yeah.
Buy her stuff. It's real neat.
Buy stuff. Buy stuff. Wee.
Ember can be reached at 9 of 12 on Twitter and Twitch, and on the Hearsay and Hearsay podcast. I did it. And you can find me on Instagram under Dapple Dame. I try and post something artsy, usually once a week. Usually it's something I've been working on. And on Twitch, as Ray, I know, again, maybe, possibly, I'm going to try. I might just do, like, I seriously thought about doing it for painting, but then I decided I didn't want to turn the camera on because I knew I wouldn't be able to look and see if anybody was actually watching, which is probably
it's hard.
for the best.
It's hard when you're crafting to pay attention to your chat.
Yeah, I do feel like with this new camera, it would be better because it has a wider lens, so it's not just like right up on my face now, so you can actually see what I'm doing as I paint, and then people would just have to deal with my random singing. But there's nothing there right now. Don't feel obligated. I'll eventually get back to it. Anyway, thank you for listening to us ramble on and stretch this out. Thank you, and good game!
GG!
Diamond Club.
Yeah. Hello again, Kat.
The rambles.
We did it! We did the rambles.
We did the rambles.
Alright, I don't think anybody was... we have 2 viewers. That might be me and you.
I think it's us.
That's fine.
I didn't see it change at all. It's fine.
Okay. Well, I'm going to stop the stream.